In this video, we're going to talk about the best credit cards for students and why you need one. You may be wondering, well, I'm just a student. Why do I even need to do one? Why can't I just pay with cash? Well, there's a lot of different benefits that are associated with cards that I'm going to go through in this video, and you might just decide to get one. Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Chase, and this is a penny pincher's guide to personal finance. Continue to watch this video and find out why a credit card is a good choice for you. All right, let's jump right into the video. So right off the bat, building your credit history can help you out in the future. This is going to help out with your interest rates, your loans. Sometimes it'll even help out with getting your job. And at the same time, if you're using cash versus a credit card, then you're not going to be getting any cash back or rewards associated with it. But if you did use a credit card, then you will be able to at least get some sort of reward when you are using your card if you're already going to be paying for something in the first place. When you get a credit card, this will help you manage your money all in one spot and learn how to be a little bit more responsible. It'll give you a specific spot where you can go back and reference your purchases and then start budgeting to help improve your finances overall. And it will also allow you to have a source of an emergency fund, so then you can pay for some upfront costs and then pay them off before the bill is accumulated at the end. That way you can get all your money squared away without getting a bad credit score for not paying on time. So even though there are all these great benefits associated with credit cards, not all credit cards are created equal. And that's why we have this video to focus on the ones that are good and the bad and help you decide which one works best for you. We're going to focus on ones that have great rewards programs so that you're getting a little bit extra back instead of just paying out in cash and getting nothing from that. And then we're also going to get ones that are a little more student friendly for the approval process to make things a little bit easier for you to get this card and move on with your life. Based on this good and bad criteria, I have researched dozens of cards and found 8 credit cards that would work best for students in 2023. So let's jump right into it. All right, so the first one and the top one on my list is going to be the Discover It Cashback Student Card. I have picked this one because it has a rotating category anywhere from restaurants to gas and even Amazon.com. I know when you're a student, there are a lot of things that you can be buying, not only on Amazon, but you're also buying some food and gas. And so just for that, I would really focus on using this card for the rolling category to make sure that you can get some great rewards. Now for these categories, you are going to receive a 5% cash back. And for everything else that you purchase with this card, you will receive a 1% flat rate cash back. And Discover will match all the cash back that you receive when you're using your card in the first year. That means you can receive up to 10% back on your rotating categories and 2% cash back on everything else. That's really hard to beat. So the Discover It card does come along with no annual fee. You'll have a $0 foreign transaction fee, and you'll get a 0% intro APR for up to 6 months. Another great thing about this card for students is that you're going to get a $20 statement credit every year that you maintain a 3.0 GPA or higher. Now the only drawback to this card is that it is not usually accepted outside of the US, and there are a few and far between that will do that. So mostly if you're focusing on staying in the US, then this card will be for you. Now number 2 on my list is going to be the Capital One Saver One Student Cashback Rewards Credit Card. So this card is going to be great for anyone that loves to be dining out or on entertainment. You're going to receive a unlimited 3% cash back on this card when you go to restaurants, when you go out to the movies, pretty much anything that you go out with your friends and do, this will get that 3% cash back. Now this one is specifically focused on that dining and that entertainment. And so if you're wanting to utilize something or you're not somebody that goes out that much, then you might consider going with one of the other ones. Now you will receive an unlimited 1% cash back on everything else, which is great because there are going to be no gaps and you won't have to worry about getting multiple cards. This one will get the 3% on the dining and entertainment, 1% on everything else. That's a pretty good benefit. Now there's no annual fee, there's no foreign transactions, and it does come with an intro bonus of a $50 credit once you spend $100 in the first 3 months. And another great perk to this card is that you get the Capital One Credit Wise, which allows you to look at your credit score and monitor it so you can see it kind of tick up as you continue to build that credit. The only downside is that this card does come along with a very variable APR, and so you will be paying a lot more if you're not paying it off on a monthly basis. Here at a Penny Pincher's Guide, we do recommend paying it off every month. That way you don't have a balance and you continue to build that credit instead of causing it to go down. All right, so number 3 is going to be the Discover It Chrome card, and this is basically a simpler version compared to the one that we talked about earlier. This one's pretty great because you just get a flat 2% cash back on all gas stations and restaurants and a 1% flat cash back on everything else up to $1,000 on a quarterly basis. This one's awesome because if you don't want to worry about focusing on the quarterly amounts and you just want a all-in-one card, then you can just go with this. And this one is similar to the Discover It one that we talked about earlier, where you will have no annual fee, no foreign transaction fee, and you will get that $20 statement credit anytime that your GPA is greater than 3.0. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is going to be Chase Freedom Student Credit Card. And this one's going to be mostly for those that don't want to have to worry about any categories or think about anything and just want a flat 1% cashback credit card that they can use for their purchases while they are a student. There's no annual fee. You'll receive a $20 credit every time that your account is in good standing, and you'll also receive a $50 welcome bonus after you make your first purchase within the first 3 months. This card is not ideal for traveling, as you will receive a 3% foreign transaction fee, and you'll also have a 0% intro APR up to 15 months. Again, we do not recommend using this, and you can just pay it off on a monthly basis. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is going to be the Bank of America Travel Rewards Credit Card for students. This one's awesome. You're going to get a 1.5 cash back on all purchases, and then you can use those points to redeem them specifically for travel to get a greater value from them. You will receive a 25,000 point welcome bonus when you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days, which basically will equate out to a $250 cash value that you can then redeem for travel, hotels, and flights. So if you're somebody that loves to travel and you want to get a card that's great for students, then this will be the one that you can move forward with. If you already have some good credit already built up, then this one will work well for you and you can start applying for it now. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is going to be the Capital One Quicksilver Student Rewards Credit Card. And this one's going to be focusing on if you do not want to have to worry about categories and you can just have one set reward category. You'll receive a 1.5% cash back on all your purchases, no matter which category you're in. And if you don't want to have to worry about an annual fee, then this one's great. There's no annual fee. You will also receive the same benefits as the previous Capital One, where you get the credit wise, where you get to monitor your credit score on a monthly basis. And there's going to be a 0% APY associated with this. I do love intro bonuses, so you will receive a $50 intro bonus after you spend $100 after the first 90 days. So this is a great option if you don't want to have to worry about a category. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is going to be the Journey Student Rewards from Capital One. This is another great all-encompassing card where you'll receive a 1% cash back on all purchases, and it gives you a little bit more incentive to pay your bills on time, because if you do pay them regularly on time, then it will bump it up to a 1.25% cash back. So if you're somebody that needs some sort of structure to ensure that they pay their bill on time or something to kind of push them to do that, then this would be the one that I would go for. It doesn't necessarily give you the highest cash back that you can get on this list, but if that's something that you need, something to keep you accountable, then this will be the card to go forward. There's going to be no annual fee, and it will have a pretty high APR associated with it, but you're going to be paying it off anyways on a monthly basis, so I wouldn't worry about that. All right, and the next one we're going to talk about is going to be the Discover It Secured Credit Card. Now, we have delved into a deeper dive of secured credit cards, and I will leave a link at the top of this video that at the end where you can look into those a little more, but this particular one is pretty nice and I want to talk about it. If you don't have a credit history or yours is pretty bad, then you can use these secured credit cards to help build your credit and continue to improve it. Basically what's going to happen is you're going to deposit a certain amount of money that will then count as collateral for you to use, and then it will then function as a normal credit card, and you can't go higher than that particular collateral that you placed. You will receive a 2% cash back on all gas stations and restaurants up to $1,000 combined purchases over that time frame. You'll then also receive a 1% cash back on all other categories, and just like the other Discover cards, you will receive a cash match after that first year, allowing you to get that 4% or that 2% for the respective categories. Now, of course, the credit card for you depends on your particular situation, but in the end, it's going to be the one that works best for you as long as you're going to pay it off on a monthly basis. If you are unable to pay it off on a monthly basis, then a credit card will not be best for you, and you should probably use either a debit card or cash so you can continue to monitor and then start developing a budget. Once that budget is developed, you can then use these cards to not change your spending habits, but to start building the credit and getting the rewards associated with them. The best way to keep building your credit is to make sure that you pay off your bill on a monthly basis, you keep your limit low, and then you avoid unnecessary fees so that you can keep building it up and up. Hope this helps and gives you some more information on some of the top student credit cards of 2023. If you did like this video, then consider moving on to our next one that talks about the secured credit cards. If you want to focus more so on building the credit, then that will be right here. As always, we want to remind you that we are here from your first penny to your first million. We'll see you next time.